Cavaliers have had problems with him. You got to double team him in some way, shape, or form. And LeBron James has to play well and generally has to do it in the fourth quarter, where it's very difficult for the Cavaliers to win.
About triple-double with the 32 points, 10 boards, and 9 assists as we take a look at the starting lineups. Brought to you by Ford. Ira Newble gave way to Darius Miles that Sunday against Foreman. Back in the starting lineup with Carlos Boozer and Artest, who only played 10 minutes Sunday night. LeBron James, Kedrick Brown in the backcourt. And yes, this is Paul Silas basketball team. No mistake about that. Silas in his 9th year as an NBA head coach for the Indiana Pacers. Ron Artest always on the cusp of an explosion, along with Jermaine O'Neal and Jeff Foster in the front line. Jamal Tinsley in for Anthony Johnson, the former Cavalier, out with the abdominal strain. And, of course, the 17-year veteran out of UCLA, Reggie Miller, in the backcourt for the Pacers. Settle back and enjoy the final night before New Year's rings in for the Cavaliers on the play side, as we'll take you to the hoop all night long here on Fox Sports Net. Jamal Tinsley starting out with the assignment on LeBron James. Kedrick Brown having problems with the basketball as Ron Artest up into Kedrick Brown, but of course that no surprise.
Normally he gets a tougher defensive assignment, but in the case of Ira Newble and Kedrick Brown, neither one scoring threats, but Artest is looking to get back in the good graces of everybody after the last 48 hours or so. He had a good ball game last night in their win over Memphis.
Artest starting exactly the same way he did on Dale Davis. There, taking Jeff Foster through the paint and bottoming it out that runner. So Z hit his first 3 shots on Sunday night.
Well, what's really going to matter is how well Z plays defensively, and he's starting out on Jermaine O'Neal. We'll see if the Cavaliers come and give him double team help when Jermaine gets it in the low block.
Ron Artest misfiring on a jumper after the Reggie Miller miss, Jay. So the Cavaliers to the offensive end. 19th birthday for LeBron James. Backdoor look to Ira Newble, who didn't want it over Artest, off the hands of Ilgauskas. First Cavalier turnover of the night. Indiana's Pacers wearing those pinstripe gold uniforms tonight, trimmed in blue. Jermaine O'Neal, one of the top double-doublers in the NBA, comes up too strong. Carlos Boozer with his first board of the night.
Kedrick Brown at 6'6", 6'7", was coming over to double team. Last time we were in Indianapolis, J.R. Bremer had to start as the Cavaliers were short-handed. He was the designated double teamer and didn't really bother Jermaine O'Neal at all.
LeBron James can't triple. Kedrick Brown with a couple of stickbacks. Hey, that's pretty and assertive on the offensive glass.
Yeah, where was Jermaine O'Neal? It was Ron Artest in there. He was flat-footed. And Jeff Foster, who does yeoman work around the boards, but Kedrick Brown just out-quicked him.
Now Tinsley skating baseline. Miller thought about the 3. Reggie Miller had to readjust off his hip, and somehow it went down.
Somehow is the correct word there. Normally Reggie's looking for contact there to just hopefully get to the free throw line.
Post up LeBron James, quick hit. Oh, that's an easy deuce. Boozer recognized it, partner.
I like that. Stopping dead in the lane with little Jamal Tinsley on him. Tinsley can't guard him on his best day.
LeBron James' first hoop as a 19-year-old in the NBA as Jamal Tinsley will bury that short jumper.
Reggie Miller's going to take a crack at his zone. It's a zone defense this time after the made basket.
Cavaliers by a deuce. James doubled on. Ilgauskas trying to whirl to the rim, and Z lost it on that baseline. Second turnover, Cavaliers.
Yeah, obviously Rick Carlisle and his staff have been watching tape of the Cavaliers and realized that, especially early in games, they've had some problems against zone defense, with the exception of Christmas Day against Orlando. No trouble with that zone early.
Tinsley's going to turn the corner and went right to the rim as Kedrick Brown got caught up in a pick.
Ooh. And no weak side help or whatever. Somebody just threw something onto the floor from the upper deck.
All even at 6 apiece. LeBron James will step back and stick it. James delivering that jumper from out on that left edge. LeBron's got a quick 4. 32 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists the other night. And joking a little bit as Ron Artest will wheel through the paint. Now Artest wants it back, isolated against Ira Newble. That jumper wouldn't fall. Kedrick Brown had his hands on it, but back up top for Jamal Tinsley. Artest in the crowd. Boozer got a piece of O'Neal. O'Neal again with a lot of strength around the hoop, and he got the Zydrunas Ilgauskas foul.
Yeah, O'Neal has been complaining vociferously of late, not getting calls from officials. This guy is an all-star. He is certainly going to get the benefit of the doubt of most calls, but he has vowed to not complain anymore. But he is playing in a lot of pain. You see the elbow wrap on the right arm. His right knee has been bothering him. And I don't think there's any question, Michael, that all the summer basketball this guy's been playing over the last couple of years with the USA team it's taking a toll on him.
Gym rat, though, Matty, just tremendous passion about the game. There you see that that wrap that encases the right elbow of Jermaine O'Neal. If you recall, though, he came into this league under Mike Dunleavy at Portland, played 4 years and barely got any run at all. Now, this is Jermaine O'Neal's 8th year in the NBA. He came in as a 17-year-old, Matty, and everybody thought he's never going to even be able to stick in this league. Did he fool them? Ilgauskas wouldn't go down for Z as he had Jamal Tinsley on him underneath the rack, and Z will get to the free throw strike.
Well, the Cavaliers ready that time for the zone defense. And nobody covering baseline after the free throw situation, and that's a good place for Z to operate, especially when he's on the floor with LeBron James, even in half-court setting.
Matty, is that part and parcel, though, of a young basketball team? The Cavaliers have struggled against zone defenses this year, and is it a matter of just finding spots on the floor during practice and looking at it a lot?
Well, I've seen experienced teams and veteran players struggle against zone defense because you're not used to seeing it, even in the highest levels of college basketball, with the exception of a Syracuse team who played it for 25, 30 years. Most teams really don't play a lot of zone defense. So, yeah, it's being prepared, being organized in practice. It's what your philosophy is as far as your attack is concerned, and then it's getting to those spots and being disciplined in those spots.
Yeah. And that Cavalier foul on LeBron James, Paul Silas has, during practice, the last couple of times the Cavaliers have had opportunity to get a day where they could get a full 2.5-hour workout in. He has had him operating against zone defenses. Reggie Miller missing that jumper deep on that baseline. Kedrick Brown. Brown had a solid game the other night. 8 points, 5 boards, a couple of steals, 3 assists. Boozer looks like he wants to take Foster. But now Brown will come off that curl, and Kedrick Brown will stroke the jumper.
Kedrick Brown has really done a nice job since coming over in the trade for Boston. Not taking a lot of shots, but has been efficient in the ones that he has gotten and has played very solid individual man-to-man D.
Cavaliers by 4. This is Jermaine O'Neal at close to 7 feet. Cavaliers will leave Tinsley. Well, he got undecided, and now he got hit with a travel. He wanted to elevate, had a wide open look at the jumper, and I don't know, did he lose the basketball on his way up?
I don't know. I couldn't see. I was blocked out by the official. He thought better of it. He's not a real confident perimeter shooter. He's a confident player, but he has played so little this year, only his 8th game. So mostly Kenny Anderson, who's out with an injury, and now Anthony Johnson out with an injury.
LeBron James, how special is that? With a left hand over the 7-footer Jermaine O'Neal.
Oh, what he had 13 field goals the other night. I think 7 of them were with his left hand.
Too good. Just too good. O'Neal will back down Ilgauskas. Jermaine O'Neal, that tough jumper is right there.
He's tried to stick the right pork chop, right elbow into Z, and Z didn't budge.
Kedrick Brown, that face-up jumper in rhythm. Kedrick Brown, nothing but bottom. He's off with a quick 6. And Matty got started on that deft left-handed stick back. Reggie Miller cannot triple. He has taken and made the most 3-pointers in the history of this league, has Reggie Miller. Cavaliers by 6. LeBron James. Kedrick Brown had to get up and save. Now Kedrick Brown off the slash. Pick and fade with Ilgauskas off the heel of Jamal Tinsley, so it'll stay with the Cavaliers with 6 in the shot clock. Cavaliers moving the ball crisply in the offensive end.
Moving it, but not moving their bodies. Everybody's standing stationary. What LeBron James has to do a lot of times, especially when he's being guarded by Jamal Tinsley, is once he gives the ball up, then cut through the lane, get to the offensive board.
Kedrick Brown will misfire on that rainbow jumper off the inbound pass. We hit the halfway point in this opening quarter, and Kedrick Brown is going to get whistled on the push on Jamal Tinsley. says David Jones, the lead official tonight. Well, this is the 7th start for Kedrick Brown. And Andy, we were saying what I found impressive is that the lively legs, we've seen that, really can sky, but can get out and run the floor too when the Cavaliers get in their transition game.
Yeah, and make some passes from the middle in certain situations.
Jermaine O'Neal got tied up by Boozer and Ilgauskas. Well, that didn't stop O'Neal as he just powered that into the cup. Jermaine O'Neal with his second field goal make. He's got a half dozen.
Yeah, well, when he catches in the lane, there's nothing anybody can do. He's either going to dunk it or make a relatively high percentage shot. This way you got to push him as far out as possible where you can double team him. There's LeBron James making the ball movement in the lane. And
acquired in trade with the Boston Celtics. Kedrick Brown out of Okaloosa Walton JC has been a big part of it.
Yeah, well, most teams aren't going to pay a lot of attention to him at the offensive end, especially with LeBron James out on the floor. So he's doing the right thing, finding the open spots on the perimeter. And once he's given the ball up, he's going to use those lively legs and get in there and on the offensive board from time to time. I'm a little surprised that Ron Artest, being as good an individual defender as he is, does not have the assignment on LeBron James. Now, he's going to guard him this time, but what the Pacers have done so far has been mixing it up, different people guarding LeBron.
Cavaliers are going to find Zydrunas Ilgauskas spinning off the right block. Hey, Jermaine O'Neal just picked that out of the air, revoking Ilgauskas as he was trying to whirl to the hoop.
Boy, he did come out of nowhere. Z never saw him coming, but he's got to be alert to the fact that Jermaine is not going to worry about Carlos Boozer so much while Z has the ball.
As the Cavaliers go try to double Jermaine O'Neal, it left Jamal Tinsley open for that face-up jumper that he knocked down. Well, Tinsley already was 6. Now LeBron James baseline is going to raise up and ring it over the top of Ron Artest. James pure on that jumper. He's got 8 in the opening quarter.
No hesitation, not wasting any time. And you don't want to fool around with the ball too much when you're being guarded by Ron Artest.
Artest cannot triple. LeBron James wanting to push off that Artest missed 3. Now Artest with the assignment. A pretty good shove on LeBron James there as LeBron grimaces a bit. Ilgauskas will set that pick. LeBron will turn the corner. Got in the crowd. Ilgauskas tried to come out of the pack. Basketball in the hands of Jamal Tinsley. O'Neal backing down Ilgauskas. Did not get the roll on that jump hook.
Good job by the Cavaliers in transition defense so far in almost 8 minutes of this first quarter.
LeBron James trying to take Ron Artest. That would have counted had it fallen. And Artest is going to get whistled for his second quick personal foul. Matty LeBron James showing the power and the slashing ability.
Again, coming off the screen, and nobody followed him out that time. And right off the bat, getting Jamal Tinsley inside, and this time avoiding Ron Artest with the fadeaway jump shot. Now, Ron Artest starting to get a little bit more physical with LeBron, bumping him and not just letting him go where he wants. And I'm a little surprised that most teams, if they've got a guy that can do that and lay a body on LeBron James, haven't been a little bit more physical.
And LeBron James splitting the pair from the line. LeBron has been shooting it very well from the stripe. Went to the line for the first time tonight, a 77%er on the year. So both Reggie Miller and Ron Artest to sit down now. This is Freddie Jones on the floor. Tinsley will line up a triple. Eric Williams on the floor for the Cavaliers, and that's going to be a loose ball foul on Zydrunas Ilgauskas, says official Pat Frayer. That happened off the ball because he wasn't involved in going after that board.
He was near Jeff Foster in the rim area. The ball was coming right to Eric Williams. Wasn't really a part of the play.
Well, here comes 6'11" Tony Battie out of Texas Tech to check in. Zydrunas will sit down with his second personal foul. So Z with the 4 points and the 2 fouls here in the first 8 minutes plus. Cavaliers by 5. Double down on Jermaine O'Neal. He wants it again, left box. Freddie Jones put it on the deck and slashed to the rim and got the roll.
That time getting hurt with the double team in the rotation, and LeBron James not able to keep Freddie Jones from penetrating. You got to at least do that, and if you're going to give up anything, give up the jump shot when you're rotating out of a double team.
Now Al Harrington, the young man out of New Jersey, checking Eric Williams. Carlos Boozer will rock the rim, and a terrific find from Kedrick Brown.
That's where Carlos Boozer can get a lot of good looks by anticipating and expecting Jermaine O'Neal to come over and try to block shots, and then make yourself available right around the basket. Just like this. There's Jermaine O'Neal. Terrific read by Kedrick Brown as the Cavaliers open.
Fine, my friend.
That's the fastest company you can be in right there. Those other four players are as good as it gets in the fourth quarter. And the amazing thing of that is not only LeBron being a rookie, but you got to remember in high school, he didn't play that many close games to get that kind of experience. But he's obviously got that mindset.
Jamison Brewer on the floor along with Al Harrington. Austin Crozier, who played very well last night in the win over Memphis for Rick Carlisle's Pacers. Now this is Freddie Jones, has got a hoist with that shot clock at 2. Carlos Boozer up strong. Already 5 boards for Boozer in the opening quarter. Man, he's been a rebounding machine, and with 4 straight double-doubles. Now Kedrick Brown being checked by Jamison Brewer. Shot clock at 4. LeBron James will step back and launch and bury it. Oh, LeBron James on that step back jumper. Nothing but core.
And no slouch on defense right now guarding LeBron James. And Al Harrington, a little bigger than Ron Artest and almost as good with the individual defense.
Well, we saw that graphic a moment ago. LeBron averaging almost 9 points per in the fourth quarter. He's got 11 here in the opening quarter. Jermaine O'Neal over the top of Tony Battie, and O'Neal will get to the free throw line. Now, a moment ago when Zydrunas Ilgauskas left the floor, he was carrying the towel. Matty, we don't know. Maybe Z got a shot underneath the rim in that last loose ball exchange.
Yeah, I did not see anything happen. We'll get a report on that as quickly as possible. With the Pacers having Jamison Brewer out on the court right now, he's not an offensive threat from the perimeter, so the Cavaliers should be able to double team O'Neal with impunity and not have to worry about rotating to Brewer on the perimeter.
When we speak of Carlos Boozer being one of the 10 that average a double-double in this league per night, here you go. This is a tremendously productive 7-footer, folks. Jermaine O'Neal. 20 and 10, 14 times this year as O'Neal sticks a pair of free throws. He is off to an 8-point beginning here for the Pacers in the opening quarter, which is inside the 2-minute mark. Eric Williams looking at Tony Battie, but he couldn't find the handle. Turnover Cavalier. Rick Carlisle already has gone rather deep onto his Indiana Pacer bench. Freddie Jones can't nail that tray. LeBron James now in a hurry. LeBron will cross over on Jamison Brewer. Eric Williams cannot triple. Look at James soar. LeBron James off the offensive board and lacing that short jumper.
Well, when LeBron really starts doing that on a regular basis, get to the offensive board after he gives the ball up. Look out. You could say look out now, but really look out.
LeBron James is trying to put some frosting on that 19th birthday cake already as Al Harrington will come up firing and fill up that jumper. Harrington 6'9" out of St. Patrick's High School in New Jersey. LeBron James 6 of 7 for the floor for 13 points here in the opening stanza. Eric Williams will raise up. Williams not able to find that short jumper. Jamison Brewer had it raked away, and now off the hands of Austin Crozier, all started by the active hands of LeBron James.
Yeah, I don't know where Brewer was going. It is a 2-for-1 situation, but with 40 seconds to go, had plenty of time, but he's kind of an out-of-control player.
Kedrick Brown lining up that triple and dialing long distance. Kedrick Brown with 9 in the opening quarter.
Oh, Rick Carlisle has not been happy with his team's defense over these last 16 games plus. He's going to be really upset at the end of this first quarter. His team giving up 66% from the field.
Austin Crozier off the Freddie Jones miss. Crozier between 3 white-shirted Cavaliers will draw the foul from Eric Williams. The Cavaliers have been shooting it well, 66% here in the opening quarter.
Crozier at the line.
Crozier did a nice job for the Pacers last night coming off the bench. 13 points in 19 minutes. Z has gotten back to the bench. Still don't know what the difficulty was, why he went to the locker room. But Crozier getting more of an opportunity to play under Rick Carlisle. Certainly did get an opportunity when Larry Bird was the coach here. Of course, Larry was the guy who wanted to draft him some 4 or 5 years ago. But Isaiah Thomas and Crozier's not on the same page.
Well, that was obvious for the last couple of years. All right, Cavaliers could use it all now. Freddie Jones, 6'4", second-year man out of Oregon. Now with 6 seconds left, and foul to give. Freddie Jones will take it on LeBron James.
Foul number 20, Fred Jones, his first.
And it's the first on Indiana in the last 2 minutes of this opening quarter. Cavaliers with 5 on the shot clock, on the game clock.
I want to correct that. I think they second, well, I thought at least a second and a half went off, but they gained 7/10 back.
LeBron James will put it on the deck. James to raise up. Went back rim with that jumper, but LeBron James celebrates the first quarter of his 19th birthday in style, thank you. 6 of 8 from the floor for his 13 markers. Trying to get the Cavaliers their 11th win of the season. LeBron started strong and even drew a couple of fouls on Ron Artest. LeBron James and the Cavaliers. They hope it's a happy 19th, up by 6. Sato inside. Electrifying bucket. Ready goes to the hole. Sato. Xavier's got it running now.
The next day, and already playing against Kobe, and for me playing against Karl Malone, it was a great atmosphere. I mean, we had great talks, and he's a great guy. It was great for him. He was a great host for us too.
Some baseball, some hoop at the kids' house, huh? Ken Griffey Jr. on Christmas Eve for Carlos Boozer and LeBron James. Darius Miles on the floor for the Cavaliers. Al Harrington just connected on that jumper. This is Eric Williams off the spin. Basketball into the hands of Freddie Jones. Now Jones in a hurry. Ron Artest back on the floor, being checked by Darius Miles. Artest will wheel Miles to the hoop. Didn't finish with a left hand.
Now, your Paul Silas and your team shoots 63% in the first quarter. Of course, you like it. You like to have the lead. On the other hand, you know that's not going to last the whole game, and it's just a matter of how much is the drop-off going to be when you go to your second unit.
We mentioned Darius Miles. Kevin Ollie also on the floor for the Cavaliers. Now Carlos Boozer, the shot clock at 3. Boozer's got a hoist and knock it down. Now Boozer knew that shot clock was running out, Matty, and he gunned home that baseline jumper.
Now, it's an incredibly small team now for Indiana. They got a couple of very good defenders in Artest and Harrington out there, and Jamison Brewer will get after you, but they have no shot blocking inside. Cavaliers have to be thinking about going to the hoop.
Ron Artest depositing that deep jumper. Artest now on Eric Williams. That's the matchup, and Paul Silas wants a 20-second timeout to talk to his Cavaliers.
Yeah, wisely so. I think, I don't know, Paul probably doesn't know if his team realizes who's out on the floor right now for Indiana. His guys are just playing. It's middle of the season. You're not thinking that much, but first of all, you got to let his team know they're going to see some zone defense out there. Wants to make sure everybody knows where they're supposed to be. Keep in mind you get offensive rebounding chances against that zone, and when you can, go strong to the basket.
All right, let's take a look at our Dodge first quarter numbers, and it'll show you. Matty just mentioned the Cavaliers 63% in the opening quarter, and saw Indiana go 0 for 6 from home run land.
Wow, they have not been shooting the 3 that well. Artest will certainly take his share, and he's been shooting it poorly of late. Reggie Miller, even if he's been shooting it poorly, always a threat from downtown.
The Cavaliers right now operating with Kevin Ollie, along with Eric Williams, Darius Miles, Carlos Boozer, and Tony Batiste. Miles going to use the Boozer pick. Want to go back to Boozer. That pass didn't have anything on it. Got pilfered by Freddie Jones. Artest, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Freddie Jones bowled over. Well, Eric Williams is so savvy, isn't he, Matty?
Yeah, we're seeing 3 of the best individual defensive players, and in the case of Eric Williams, a very good team defensive player there. Eric Williams, Grant Long. Remember Grant Long in his young years at Miami? Yep. He was about the best in the NBA and stepping up in that lane, taking charges. Eric Williams does a lot of those same things.
Kevin Ollie down in the paint. How about Ollie with a left hand
on a post?
He buried Freddie Jones underneath the rack and went to work on it.
I told you Indiana was small in there. If Kevin Ollie's posted him.
That you did, Coach. Now Freddie Jones will use that Al Harrington pick. Offensive foul on Ron Artest. That's going to be number 3 on Artest. Rick Carlisle's got to make a move to get Reggie Miller back. Artest big off the bench last night after the blow-up against the New Jersey Nets the other evening.
Well, Artest isn't going to wait there. He's grabbing Eric Williams short. It's an easy call for the officials. And he's just heading for the bench. Now he knows he's got 3, but not even waiting for Rick Carlisle to make the move.
Carlisle got Reggie Miller up right now. Darius Miles trying to pluck it away for Reggie Miller. Miles bounces his way in the paint. Didn't get the roll on that short jumper. Now Freddie Jones to attack the hoop, but that's a strong take for Freddie Jones. Played with Luke Ridnour in the backcourt at Oregon.
And Luke Jackson is the other small forward. First fast break, first clean one for the Indiana Pacers in this game.
Now the T looking at Eric Williams. That's going to be Jamison Brewer. Does not have anywhere near the stature to handle Eric Williams in that paint. Wait till I get to be LeBron James' age. I'm going to be ready for the NBA just like the mega star out of Akron is. Michael Regai with Matt Gucas. Cavaliers by 4 and with the basketball. This is Tony Battie going to raise up. And Battie, that's very pure. Barely made the net move on its way down.
Yeah, without that size in the middle of the zone for Indiana, easy just to throw that pass over the top.
Tony Battie with his first field goal hit of the night. Battie has been very instrumental in the Cavaliers going 4-3 since he came over. Harrington showed it on Battie. Boozer helped show up. Harrington didn't finish as Battie will scrape off the Al Harrington miss. Boozer wants it against Austin Crozier. Carlos Boozer. A strong move to the hole. That jump hook wouldn't stay down. A decisive move from Boozer on Austin Crozier. Now Crozier off that right block. He's going to raise up.
Indiana just not moving the ball, not moving themselves, and just like any other team in the league, and they're the best team record-wise in the Eastern Conference, they can look very bad offensively.
Pick and fade for Tony Battie. Miles had a stick back. Boozer kept it alive as the Cavaliers are crashing the glass. It'll be Indiana basketball. Why is Paul Silas earmarked this one as important? Cavaliers, after this homestand over the holidays, 6 of the next 7 starts Friday night in New Jersey with only the 1 home game, 6 or 7 on the road. Only the New York Knicks here a week from tonight. And Matty, a little bit different. Road trip that goes from coast to coast. Toronto, Boston, and then the move out west for 4 against the Pacific Division.
And for the last 4 years, Michael, that trip has been a watershed mark for the seasons of the Cavaliers. Almost impossible. I remember 1 win last year out in Seattle, but it's kind of a make or break type of trip.
Crozier wanted to head to the hoop with strength, and he got met up at that rack. Battie and Miles. Now Darius Miles will turn the corner. Oh, the move from Darius Miles. That length of his on the big step to the cup.
And no complaint of a traveling violation. I'm a little surprised because I thought he took off from almost the 3-point line. In the middle of the floor, I think Darius Miles was thinking pass. Let's watch it here. Hop, step, and a jump.
Jermaine O'Neal being double teamed. Shot clock at 1. Al Harrington filled it up just as that shot clock was going off. As good recognition from Al Harrington.
Very, very close on the slot official, Pat Frere. He just threw his arms out. He had no idea if Harrington released that in time or not.
The Cavaliers still shooting it very well at 57%. Indiana at just 40, but the Cavaliers lead at just 6. David Jones has got a whistle on Al Harrington. Well, Harrington with his first personal foul. We remind all of you that closed captioning out of Gund Arena tonight brought to you by all the good folks at Metro Health. Cavaliers trying to win their first of 4 and break a 10-game losing slide to Indiana. That's a swoop to the hoop in prime fashion from Darius Miles. No resistance on that big step to the rim.
And Jeff Foster and Jermaine O'Neal talking about it. Neither one happy with the other for not stepping up and either committing a foul, taking a charge, or at least trying to block the shot.
Jamal Tinsley operating with Reggie Miller in that backcourt. Miller will shed Ira Newble and step back. Reggie Miller misfiring on the jumper. Cavalier basketball. Matty, there's no question that Darius Miles' play has improved. As far as, were you a believer in messages sent? Of course, 4 DNPs from Paul Silas to Miles. He said he was monitoring how he reacted to it and how he would continue to work the practice floor before he'd get him back in.
Well, again, you're always sending messages either veiled or otherwise, and it's just a matter of the player understanding what the coaching staff expects from them and working accordingly. So when you don't play 4 straight games after playing quite a bit, you got to wonder why.
Now off the Miles miss, Zadrunas Ilgauskas just revoked Jermaine O'Neal. Second rejection for Z. Miles thinking about it. Darius Miles stroking that jumper, standing all by himself.
Just like Zadrunas Ilgauskas has to be wondering what he's got to do to get more playing time, in particular in the 4th quarter. He's got to understand what he's got to do to please Paul Silas.
Cavaliers by 10. It all started with their rejection from Zadrunas.
Excellent defense by Z that time against a tough customer. Normally O'Neal does his work on the up.
Texas, the man in the middle for these Indiana Pacers. Eric Williams being checked by Al Harrington. Inside the 4-minute mark here at quarter number 2. Zadrunas around the rim. And Z is going to get the roll. Z bouncing around in that baseline and found the bottom of the well.
Never did get a good grip on it, but able to just guide it in with the heel of his hand.
Al Harrington will rattle down that deep jumper. I always liked Matty the body, obviously. I mean, NBA stature for Al Harrington, and his game started to come together already now in his 6th year out of the high school ranks in New Jersey.
Yeah, I think only a knee injury a couple of seasons ago kind of slowed his progress, but he's back on track again.
Ira Newble got clipped by Reggie Miller as he was trying to deliver that jumper, and Newble will get to the free throw line.
Now, here's a 17-year veteran, Reggie Miller, not known for his defense, but he knows how to play it, knows how to stay out of trouble, but certainly knows he shouldn't be fouling Ira Newble on an attempted jump shot.
This crowd reacting and singing out the birthday wishes to LeBron James as he checks back in. Cavaliers outscored Indiana 14-12 without LeBron James, who sat to begin the 2nd quarter. Well, LeBron was scorching in the first 12 minutes, 6 of 8 from the floor for his 13 points. As Ira Newble connects from the free throw stripe, splitting the pair. Cavaliers by 9. Reggie Miller from very, very deep, and he will drop that long tray. Seen that a couple of million times or so in 17 years in this league, huh?
He usually saves his best work for crunch time situations too.
Well, LeBron James right back in and misfiring, missing everything on that 3 is Paul Silas approving of that particular quick jumper that LeBron took from beyond the arc. All right, with that inside the 3-minute mark, the Cavaliers lead is 6. Now, obviously, situations different for some of them. The only starter was Kevin Garnett. Well, look how explosive LeBron James has been in his 40 minutes of playing time per night.
Yeah, don't forget Kobe Bryant was with Shaquille O'Neal and Eddie Jones and Nick Van Exel.
Right.
So even when he did get on the court, he had a tough time getting his hands on the apple.
Now KG, much of the same situation as LeBron James was in, went to a ball club that desperate to find young talent in Minnesota. Jermaine O'Neal wheeling in the paint. That's going to be the 3rd personal foul on Zadrunas Ilgauskas.
And Jermaine O'Neal went down grimacing. He's been having problems with that right knee. You see the band on it, suffering with tendinitis, and an awkward fall there for both Z and O'Neal.
I think you would need to roll a crane into Gund Arena, though, right now to get Jermaine O'Neal off the floor. You know, you have to love his game. I mean, you really have to admire the purpose and the passion he plays with. Now Tony Battie back on as Zydrunas Ilgauskas will sit. Cavaliers by 6, shooting it extremely well, but not able to shed Indiana. That triple won't go down out of the gun of Reggie Miller. Well, it's Kevin Ollie right now with LeBron James, Carlos Boozer, Darius Miles, and Tony Battie on the floor. Ollie a look at Boozer against Jeff Foster. Shot clock at 5. Boozer will fade away. He's starting to show the move into the paint and then whirl off it, and that fadeaway jumper is becoming a strong part of the repertoire. Jamal Tinsley went to the rack. He didn't finish, and neither did Foster. But Tinsley somehow got the basketball back. Al Harrington, face-up 3. Battie had it. O'Neal to go glass with a jump hook.
A doomed defensive sequence for the Cavaliers. Obviously got the break of 2 missed layups, then don't handle the rebound. So you kind of get the feeling you're snake bit on that possession. Eventually they're going to score on you.
Cavaliers by 6. Miles down deep. Couldn't handle it. Run out Indiana. This is Reggie Miller, and Miller probably is going to get to the free throw line. Yes, he is on the foul from Tony Battie.
Darius Miles trying to dress that up a little with the cuff rebound instead of just secure it with 2 hands, and it's a possession. And Jermaine O'Neal just hanging around as Tony Battie can't hold on to it.
And right in front of us, Paul Silas with a bit of an educational chat for Darius Miles. Well, Reggie Miller, 17 years and counting in this league, and Matty, he has shot the Indiana Pacers into many a victory and playoff wars in the months of May and June. And remember when he came into the league, the Detroit Pistons used to really rough him up amongst other teams in the NBA. Of course, Reggie's never been a big fan of the weight room, but he was even a little bit slighter than he is now some 17 years ago.
Yeah, but it's a testament to the fact that he has taken care of himself in off seasons and during the seasons to last this long with that spindly body.
Now Boozer will pick up that dribble. Found Miles, who will attack the hoop. Wouldn't go down for Darius. Indiana down by just 4. Wanted to go up top to Jermaine O'Neal. LeBron James on a burst out with numbers. James give it up. Miles. Miles got yanked down by Jeff Foster as he wanted to explode. Coming up in the Spitzer Dodge and Chrysler Jeep halftime report, you will get a look-see at, of course, all the numbers of the first half of basketball, all the highlights, and you'll hear from Stephen Silas, Cavaliers assistant coach, about the first 24 minutes. That's coming up at the break. Miles now will look to split the pair.
He's gotten a lot of run here in this first half. A long stint for him, but he's been a day late and a dollar short on many plays, just mishandling the ball, just not up to the speed and quickness of his teammates and his opponents, at least in this first half.
Darius just misfiring on both free throw attempts. Indiana now inside the 30-second mark, down by only 4. This is Al Harrington. Foster, face-up jumper. Did he go glass? I think he did.
Yes, he did.
That kissed the glass and went down.
He's smiling, so I don't think he tried it.
Indiana has crawled their way back to within 2, and the Cavaliers can use it all now with 10 seconds left in the half. LeBron James with that 13-point first quarter on his 19th birthday. James with 2. James will bounce to the hole and put it down. Strong way to finish the opening half of basketball for the birthday guy, LeBron James. 15 first half points. Too much strength for Jamal Tinsley as he took him into the paint. All right, don't go away. A lot of halftime coming at you next out of Gund Arena on LeBron James' birthday. Cavaliers, but more coming up in a moment. Not going to happen. LeBron James off his hands and out of bounds. It'll go right back to the Pacers.
Jermaine O'Neal, that shot did not look good leaving his hand at all. A little outside his range maybe. But Jamal Tinsley getting the playing time now. No Kenny Anderson. out on the injured list. Anthony Johnson has an abdominal strain. 2 point guards have been doing a very good job for the Pacers. So a lot on the shoulders of Tinsley.
Ira Newble's going to get whistled for bottling up Ron Artest. Ron Artest not really involved in the opening half. 1 of 5 for the floor for just 2 points, 3 fouls, and Artest only got 12 minutes of run.
And his body language is screaming, I do not like this way we are playing.
And now he's trying to go post up though. Much more aggressive. Go to the hoop. That's going to be Carlos Boozer on the reach in on the Cavalier foul. That'll get Ron Artest to the line, the first on Boozer.
You know, and it's not the players' jobs to voice those things publicly about the style of play or the tempo of the game. It's fine to discuss it with the coaching staff, the head coach, individually, collectively as a team. You should be talking about those things all the time, because a lot of times as a team you have to change the way you play according to injuries and the way certain players are playing. It's certainly a topic of discussion amongst yourselves in the locker room, but not in the media.
And you were saying on Cavaliers Countdown that possibly, of course, Isaiah Thomas, the head coach of this team last year, and Ron Artest, the focal point of it. Thomas now the president of the New York Knicks.
Are you starting a room?
Oh, no. I'm just trying to pick up and continue to expand what your sage wisdom about possibly what could transpire.
It's just that, just knowing how people like to look at possible conspiracies in the NBA.
LeBron James, body control, think of beauty, hanging in the air, and then knocking down that short jumper. LeBron now with 17, leading everybody tonight. Cavaliers back on top by 1. Indiana has come from 10 down to catch the Cavaliers here early third. O'Neal sizing up Ilgauskas. Now O'Neal's going to fade away and fill it. Tough jumper that went down for Jermaine O'Neal.
And head coach Rick Carlisle loves that. Use all but 2 seconds of the shot clock and come away with a field goal. Loves the slow tempo. Although his team taking 78 shots a game, that's a lot for his team. Last year in Detroit, 75 shots a game.
Hedrick Brown had a putback opportunity off the LeBron James missed jumper. Now the Pacers by 1, and with the basketball, 2 minutes and some change into this third quarter. Hedrick Brown checking Reggie Miller. Miller's going to rainbow that triple. Never got it to the iron. Foster got hammered. It went into the hole, and one more coming on an Ira Newble foul.
And now Reggie's saying that was a pass. Reggie's saying to Jeff, did you like the pass?
17 years of this league, you could try to pull that off occasionally, huh? And it's been Indiana, though, that has come out the aggressors here. They have outscored the Cavaliers now 10-2 to open up this third quarter and open up a 4-point advantage.
There's no question they have more hop in their step in these opening minutes of the second half. Cavaliers a bit lethargic, and that's where a guy like LeBron James, as the floor leader right now, has to pick it up and not so much get himself going, but get his teammates more alive.
Jamal Tinsley got whistled for a second personal foul. Paul Silas, knowing what lays ahead on the road for the Cavaliers, and really earmarked this one tonight after the strong win against Portland. Ira Newble. Ilgauskas with a shot clock at 3s. He had it ripped away by Jeff Foster. Cavaliers are not fluid at all to start this third quarter at the offensive end.
Oh my.
Artest hopping his way now to the rim. And it is going to stay with Indiana. Carlos Boozer got a piece of that. Boy, Artest, you talked about the hop, step, jump back in the first half. Look at this. Look at this.
Right foot was the pivot foot.
Look at that.
Twice. Change it again. And nobody complained except you and me.
Going back to the end of the first half of the second quarter, Indiana's on a 16-4 run. Cavaliers looking for a spark. Pacers with the lead when we can.
And he realizes that. He does not shy away from it. And he's coming through.
Coming through indeed. Loose basketball on the deck. And for LeBron James, of course, you'll see the Cavaliers come up with that 24-second violation. LeBron led the team in scoring the last 6 games, but you talk about the impact he has had on this basketball team, averaging almost 28 points per game since the trade of Ricky Davis and Chris Mihm. James on that fadeaway jumper. Newble tried to keep it alive. But Tinsley now on the burst out for the Pacers. Rogowski showed up. Tinsley gave it up, and Jeff Foster's got the easy deuce.
That's what Tinsley brings to this ball club. The fact that he can push the ball very well, very good in the fast break setting, and does that. Breaks the defense down and creates some easy hoops for his teammates.
Indiana by 6. Carlos Boozer cuts it down to 4 as he laced that line drive jumper. Boozer's got 8.
Now, another thing about LeBron James doing all this scoring, and when you think about it, doing it without any scoring threats from the perimeter to spread the floor for him. That makes his offensive work even more remarkable, I thought.
Artest bodied up on by Ira Newble. Forced Artest into that step back jumper. Now Boozer against Jermaine O'Neal. Carlos going to hoist it and hit it. Boozer catching fire now here as he's laced a couple of jumpers in a row.
And Jermaine O'Neal just not feeling very good about going out on the perimeter and guarding Carlos Boozer or anybody else for that matter.
Carlos Boozer backing up LeBron James 17 with 10. Boozer has just been a model of efficiency of late offensively. This is Jamal Tinsley, and he has tripled right in front of the Cavalier bench.
3 points.
Tinsley coming into this game just 1 for 10 from beyond the arc. Outside shooting is certainly not the strong point of Tinsley's game. Never has been.
Indiana by 5. Boozer wants it again against Jermaine O'Neal. Carlos Boozer ducking up and under. Went glass with the left hand. The second-year power forward out of Duke, flexing his muscles in the gun.
Smart play by the Cavaliers. Go back to the hot hand, Carlos Boozer. And Carlos did the smart thing, not just keep settling for the outside shot. See if he can't get a little close to the basket for a higher percentage play.
Tinsley will skate baseline. Got it right back from Reggie Miller. LeBron James up on the glass. Cavaliers down by 3. The 4th board of the night for James. LeBron will bounce his way through the paint. Get it to drop. Wait a minute. Taken away. Offensive foul on LeBron James, says Rodney Mott.
You definitely saw contact there, but it appeared that LeBron goes straight up, at least from our vantage point, which is pretty far away. Oh, that's a flop. That's a flop by Jeff Foster. He's pretty good at it, but clearly a flop.
Now O'Neal size it up Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Jermaine O'Neal. As he forced him into that fadeaway jumper, LeBron James will take it away from Foster. James in a hurry. Whirling in the paint. Great give up. Rick Brown on the quick hit. It's all tell text message question. Reggie in Cleveland wants to know of Maddie and me. What do we get LeBron for his birthday? Mary Schmidt-Boyer, the outstanding basketball writer of the Cleveland Plain Dealer, was asking a lot of us. I said that I'd give LeBron a cute, cuddly puppy to give back all the love to him that he's shown basketball fans all over Northeast Ohio.
I think I'd go with the nail clippers.
Already been taken.
Oh, really?
Jermaine O'Neal came up short. Oh, LeBron skying to pull down the O'Neal miss. Cavaliers to the offensive end. Chance to take the lead again. Kedrick Brown off the Boozer pick. Stolen away Artest. Boozer got it back. Carlos Boozer, shot clock at 8. Oh, he had some extra helium on that pass attempt. Did Boozer over the head of Kedrick Brown. And we've noticed LeBron has, like a lot of Americans do, the nervous little twitch of working over the fingernails.
You wouldn't think a guy like LeBron James, who has the world by his fingertips, would have a care in the world, but sure he's got a lot of responsibility.
No question. Al Harrington's back on the floor, so the Pacers by 1. Foster's going to tee it up. Carlos Boozer to snatch off his 7th board of the night. Boozer a couple boards away from his 5th consecutive triple-double. James will turn the corner. Boozer thought about it. Z's got O'Neal buried. Zydrunas got the jump hook to go.
That's real nice. A little pick and fade to Carlos Boozer, and the duck in by Zydrunas Ilgauskas, who felt he got fouled on the play.
Artest in tight with a left hand to finish against Kedrick Brown. Ron Artest, 6'7", 240 pounds, rock solid. When he and LeBron James go mano a mano, that is a battle of musculature to be sure.
You got to remember that Ron Artest played big forward at St. John's.
Shot clock at 4. Boozer to raise up. That came up short. Indiana by 1 as we approach the 4-minute mark here in quarter number 3. Tinsley got a little bit of daylight and decided to fire. LeBron James with his 7th board of the night. LeBron will turn the corner in traffic. Loose basketball inside, yanked out of there by Nobody home Cavaliers. Indiana extends the lead to 3.
You know, that Pacers have not gotten many fast breaks in this game, maybe 3. And I'm surprised teams don't get more against the Cavaliers. Kedrick Brown, who has a notion to go to the offensive board. And Ira Newble plays a lot of small forward, doesn't think about getting back on defense. And LeBron James that time got caught on the baseline.
Ira Newble from real deep and went glass. It went down for Newble with a wry smile from Ira.
It never ceases to amaze me as players kind of get embarrassed when they do that. You got to act like you've done it before. Of course I was aiming for the glass.
I hear you. Now Artest wants to take Kedrick Brown. Whirling through the paint. Going to get to the free throw line as Paul Silas reacts to the David Jones call. Watch Ira Newble say, I called glass. I called it.
Eric Williams, one of the Cavaliers replacing Kedrick Brown.
Now Eric Williams will check in. He has been a Cavalier pillar of strength as Eric Williams since joining the ball club. Williams is second leading scorer behind LeBron James, averaging 12 points per. They go along with 3.5 boards. And Matty had a chance to have a long conversation with Eric today that all of you will hear on a upcoming Cavaliers fast break. And I'll tell you what, I was really taken with the presence and, of course, the way that he communicates what veteran leadership is all about. And he was saying he and Tony Batiste want to do just that with this young Cavalier basketball.
And you could see why the coach of the Boston Celtics, Jim O'Brien, was so disappointed in losing both of those two players. And not so much that he didn't want to lose Kedrick Brown, but he's been around Williams and Batiste much longer.
All right, shot clock at 5. Newble gave it up. Ilgauskas got pinned up at the rack by Jermaine O'Neal. Artest just beat LeBron James and brought down the jackhammer as he sent it down strong.
The Cavaliers a little bit casual in getting back on defense, but also give credit to Jamal Tinsley. A very nice pass to Artest. Both those players had good eye contact.
Look at Artest to bother LeBron James, to double up on LeBron, and they got a jump ball situation.
Looks like Zydrunas is home free here as Jermaine O'Neal does an outstanding job of recovery. He was in the middle of the lane and then had to get all the way behind Zydrunas to keep from fouling him, and then that turns into an easy basket, and that invariably happens. It looks like you got an easy 2 at one end, don't connect on it, and then give up an easier 2 the other way.
It'll be LeBron James at 6'8" and 6'9". Al Harrington, free throw stripe, offensive end of the Cavaliers. LeBron will win the tip. Darius Miles back on the floor. Boozer with that short jumper, too strong. Cavaliers down 5 now. Now Harrington quickly to the offensive end. Artest to sight up a 3. Miles had to take it away by Jermaine O'Neal. Jermaine O'Neal is going to get to the free throw line. 4 Cavaliers right there in the paint, and it was Jermaine O'Neal who came away with the basketball.
One of the reasons, Michael, was the shot of Ron Artest was a little bit hot and long, glancing off the rim. Sometimes when a shot misses that poorly, tough to track it down as a defensive rebounder. Of course, Jermaine O'Neal is going to be around the offensive board. Rick Carlisle, among a number of coaches who doesn't really care if his team gets many offensive rebounds. They want to make sure they're back on defense, but of course Jermaine O'Neal has the green light to go to the offensive boards at any time.
This outstanding front court player out of Eau Claire High School in South Carolina with a chance to push the Indiana Pacers up by 7 if he could connect twice. Would be their biggest lead of the night. Tony Batiste returns. Kevin Ollie returns. Zydrunas Ilgauskas, LeBron James to sit down here with exactly 2 minutes left of the third quarter. But this third quarter has belonged all to the Indiana Pacers. The exception, that quick 3-hoop spurt in a row from Carlos Boozer. Other than that, it's been all Pacers. They have been a step quicker and gotten to every loose basketball.
Yeah, they're in the midst of 4 straight back-to-back situations. They played last night at home in a win against Memphis. And generally, the teams in this league are a little bit heavy-legged. The second night of back-to-backs, and the Pacers certainly were in the first half.
Cavaliers down by 7. Boozer had it raked away. Cavaliers turn it over. Numbers, Jamison Brewer. Artest, deep triple. Book it. This is now a 10-point Indiana Pacer lead. 14-point swing here in the third quarter. Cavaliers got to get something happening soon. 13-2 Pacer run. Eric Williams never got that shot to the iron. Brewer trying to save right here with us. Hold on, Jamison, and did save. Quite a save by Jamison Brewer. Artest going to the hoop and got the roll. Paul Silas got to get timeout. Well, Indiana up by 12. Inside the minute mark here.
Right now, they got to find a low post attempt with either Carlos Boozer or Eric Williams to try to get things under control, get a high percentage shot, possibly a foul, and that'll work.
Foul number 3, Al Harrington.
Go ahead, partner.
Hey, Jamison Brewer, good thing you were there, partner, to save me. Look at that. We are in a lot of trouble right there. And he looks like a skinny guy out there, doesn't he?
Yeah,
you know, hard.
You didn't bail out though, partner. Happy New Year. You were ready to take the hit.
I was ready to protect you, or the monitor. I don't know which.
The monitor is much more important.
Or your array of soft drinks and coffee and tea and water. How that didn't go all over your score sheet, I will never know.
Had one hand on that, the other hand on Jamison, and one arm protecting you, of course.
Did it all.
Darius Miles tried to split the pair from the line tonight. Indiana now on a 15-3 run. And the Cavaliers find themselves down 11. And, hey, not that it can't be done, but Indiana, the way they play defensively, second best of this league, they're a tough ball club to come back on. And that'll be the assignment for the Cavaliers here in this fourth quarter tonight. Now Jamison Brewer on the step. Austin Crozier for 3. Billett. Right as the shot clock expired, and Indiana has really got it in a flow now.
The Cavaliers went zone on that possession. That's very dangerous with both Austin Crozier and Reggie Miller out on the floor.
Indiana zoning up. Great look from LeBron James. Tony Battie with a smash, and one coming on that Indiana foul that'll go on Al Harrington.
LeBron James so good at that, able to see over defenders. Really had nobody in his face and just waited for Tony Battie to clear the defense. As LeBron James had a good look at that all the way. And he doesn't need much time to deliver those kinds of passes.
Tony Battie to connect on the three-point opportunity. 1 second left. Eric Williams will put a strong body into Jamison Brewer, and Williams is going to get whistled for the foul. And that's a shooting foul with .3 left in the third quarter. Brewer on the sprint here, and Williams with some body.
Yeah, like an open field strong safety, hitting one of those little backs out of the backfield. This is only the third and fourth free throw attempts of the year from Jamison Brewer, and now he's 0 for 3.
At the break tonight, the Cavaliers had the 4-point advantage at 47-43. And Indiana has put 29 points on the board here in this third quarter. Outscored the Cavaliers 29-18, and the Pacers will take the 11-point lead. 18-6 run, and just inside the last 5 minutes. We're going to take a look. Jones off the Al Harrington pick. Austin Crozier had a good look at it. Wouldn't go down for him. LeBron James against Ron Artest. Now James wants to break down Jones. Lost the basketball. 2 turnovers for the Cavaliers to start the fourth.
The front court of the Pacers did most of that damage in the third quarter. Ron Artest, 13 points in the third, really got it going after a very sluggish first half.
Fred Jones just missed everything on that triple try. Well, the Cavaliers, we showed you that fourth quarter magic, and yes, it has been strong on the defensive end of the floor, so we'll see if Paul Silas may at some point in this fourth quarter turn to Zydrunas Ilgauskas. The Cavaliers continue to need offense. Now Ali off the Petit pick. Face-up jumper, Tony Petit. LeBron James. James misfiring. Darius Miles. +1 coming. Cavaliers trying to get on the glass. Miles got it to drop with a foul from Al Harrington.
Well, that's the idea, especially when the offense isn't going. The fade away jumper by LeBron James. But Darius Miles, tallest player on the floor right now. I guess Austin Crozier is close to 6'9" as well. But Darius should be able to get to the offensive board against this small Indiana club. Same thing with LeBron James.
Backcourt foul on Kevin Ollie, trying to jostle the basketball away. Let's check the 10 on the floor as we start quarter number 4. LeBron James, Kevin Ollie in the backcourt with Tony Petit, Eric Williams, and Darius Miles. And for Indiana, Jamison Brewer with Fred Jones, Reggie Miller resting, Jermaine O'Neal resting, Austin Crozier, and Ron Artest and Al Harrington. Crozier will turn the corner. Shot clock at 8. This is Al Harrington. Fill it up. Standing all by himself on that left baseline. Back to a 10-point lead.
I misspoke. Tony Petit, the center out there for Cleveland, an inch or so taller than Miles. But Tony doesn't really play an inside game, more of a baseline game.
Ollie tried to turn the corner and got a bump from Jamison Brewer. Well, Brewer whistled on the Indiana foul, and here comes Jermaine O'Neal. O'Neal's respites on the bench aren't much more than a couple minutes at a time. He goes about 37 minutes a night. Speaking of big minutes of late, Carlos Boozer, since the trade has been made, has been logging almost 37 minutes per game. The Cavaliers and averaging 13 points and 12 rebounds since the deal with Boston.
Making the most of his minutes, and the guy, he certainly doesn't look fatigued. Carlos is in fabulous condition.
James trying to use the Boozer pick. Kevin Ollie, give it up. Face-up jumper, Boozer going to come up short. Oh, Darius Miles! He was hopping up into the rafters to smash back the Boozer miss.
A couple offensive rebound stickbacks for Darius Miles. That'll help out certainly at the offensive end, but the defense of the Pacers really compressed all 5 defenders in the paint that last time.
Now Kevin Ollie wants to push off the Artest miss. Tony Petit from deep. Came up short.
Not a good shot for Tony. That's not his spot. Too deep and too quick.
Cavaliers down by 8. 9 minutes left. Tony Petit with his length had a hand on it. Ollie will give it up. Miles on the swoop to the cup, and he's going to get to the free throw line on the Austin Crozier Indiana foul.
Cavaliers starting to get the job done defensively, and of course that's just one part of the project. The second part is try to get a couple of these, a couple of fast breaks. Miles hanging on the glass here. Not a bad idea at all. He should do that quite often. Always going to struggle from the free throw line, however.
Darius Miles will look to split the pair. He is only 2 of 6 from the free throw stripe tonight, and he just missed them both. It'll be Indiana basketball after the 2 missed free throws from Miles. 2 of 7 from the line. Oh, Indiana, a reprieve there. And going right down to Jermaine O'Neal, who got swatted by Miles. LeBron James will turn the corner, and he'll get to the free throw line. On the defensive end now, you could see the Cavaliers' wheels starting to grind, challenging every shot.
And not only the defense, I like the idea that the Cavaliers are not wasting any time, pushing it, getting out and running.
Let us read from the playbook, the King James.
15 of those 17 points in the first half, as he came out as lethargic as his teammates in that third quarter.
Now LeBron with 18. Cavaliers now just 8 of 15 from the free throw line. Here's the difference. Indiana's 16 of 18. Get the 8 points there and make it 7 now as LeBron James will coax his second one home. Cavaliers are back within 6. Hang on now. Another New Year's treat for you out of Gund Arena tonight. Cavaliers going to zone up on this Indiana trip. Al Harrington. Too strong. Carlos Boozer to yank off his 8th board. Indiana's gone cold. Cavaliers could cut it down to 4, maybe to 3 on this trip.
Want to go inside to Darius Miles against Tinsley.
LeBron James pass, too much air under it for Darius Miles. Cavaliers turned it over. Darius Miles, fourth quarter, has been a little bit of a lot of things.
Yeah, you see, you don't have to catch the ball in the perimeter or even catch it in the post-up to be an effective scorer when you've got the size and leaping ability that Darius Miles has. Treat that missed shot like a pass to yourself.
Ron Artest gave it up. Shot clock at 5. Harrington lost it. Loose on the deck. Shot clock at 2. Artest gave up short. Jermaine O'Neal's got an offensive bound. His 5th offensive rebound of the night. Oh, you could see that coming as O'Neal was like a laser to that basketball.
Well, against his own defense, too. He had no blockout responsibility, and that's where you're going to give up second chance opportunities.
Freddie Jones will turn the corner. Indiana's gone cold. This is Al Harrington. Not cold anymore as he just bottomed out a triple to take the lead from 6 up to 9.
And Rick Carlisle, noticing his own defense, is going to get Reggie Miller back into the game, and that might get Paul Silas out of the zone or try to live dangerously with Reggie out there. Tough fourth quarter player.
Cavaliers have just about turned it over again, but Battie got it back. Shot clock at 3. Boozer to triple. Ollie with an offensive board. Boozer had to as that shot clock was running out. A fresh 24 for the Cavaliers. Gund Arena crowd getting a little bit antsy. Kevin Ollie, offensive foul. Fourth quarter, just like the third, well, the Cavaliers have made a run. It hasn't been pretty on the offensive end.
Trying to figure out where Kevin Ollie was going that time, trying to take Tinsley down to the baseline area, but doing it on the dribble all by himself the whole time. That gets everybody standing around.
Pacers have taken now 3 charges tonight, the last one from Jamal Tinsley. Indiana can go up double digits again. The Cavaliers had it to 6 and with the basketball. Jermaine O'Neal with that jumper that's a little bit too strong. Carlos Boozer will engulf his 9th rebound of the night. Cavaliers got to start finding something. LeBron James heading to the cup. LeBron James with muscle and strength as he took Reggie Miller.
Yeah, big difference for LeBron when he catches the ball live and then puts it on the floor rather than try to make his move while he's dribbling on the perimeter.
James with 21. Al Harrington found O'Neal inside and he'll go to the line to shoot a deuce.
Foul on Tony Battie.
Cavaliers, there's those openings in that Cavalier zone.
Al Harrington did a nice job of delivering that ball in close quarters.
Jermaine O'Neal at the free throw stripe as Paul Silas talks about it with Pat Frayer. O'Neal 17 and 10 tonight. What else is new? 19th double-double of the year. He is a fabulous offensive player in the painted area.
And he has improved himself in this area over the years. Got himself up to 73%. And I guess as good an inside player as he is, you better improve your foul shot.
Because he's going to get there, isn't he? Well, Jermaine O'Neal has pushed the Pacer lead up to 9 once again. Now inside the 6-minute mark, so half of this fourth quarter has burnt away as the Cavaliers will head to the offensive end. Artest and LeBron James. Quite a battle. LeBron will bounce his way to the hole. It'll get to the free throw line. He absolutely exploded as he took Ron Artest. Well, Paul Silas, as we said, he wanted this one tonight, and the emotions of head coaching in the NBA, fourth quarter style. 22 points and 12 rebounds, and instrumental that night. Jermaine O'Neal now. Gave it up to Tinsley. Didn't finish it. Ilgauskas to rip it away. Cavaliers down by 8 with 5:20 left. LeBron James. Boozer thought about it. Great look to Z. Well, Carlos Boozer saw a flying Zydrunas Ilgauskas, and Z now will head to the stripe on the Jamal Tinsley hole.
Now talk about turning on the afterburners. That's about the fastest I've seen Z run in a long time. But I think he was going to the offensive board, expecting Carlos Boozer to take a jump shot there. Good thing he kept his eye on the ball.
The Cavaliers only 10 of 18 from the line tonight, make it 10 of 19. And folks, that is a rather chilly 52% from the free throw line. And when you're down by 8 with 5:15 left, they mean so much.
And especially trying to get the pace and successfully getting the Pacers in the penalty so early in this fourth quarter.
Cavaliers now just 10 of 20 from the line as Zydrunas Ilgauskas missed the pair. Closed captioning be brought to you by the folks at Metro Health. Still an 8-point lead. And the Cavaliers have had 2 free throw opportunities. Go 0 for 4. Reggie Miller cannot triple. Slapped away from Carlos Boozer by Al Harrington. It'll be the Cavaliers basketball. They're just 10 of 20 from the line, and here in the fourth quarter, they've had Darius Miles and Zydrunas Ilgauskas each miss a pair.
Yeah, all in all, good defensive play by the Cavaliers so far in this fourth quarter. Doubles are coming at the offensive end and at the free throw line.
LeBron James wants to take Reggie Miller. LeBron ran into Zydrunas Ilgauskas and never got the shot started toward the rim. 4.5 left. Indiana with the basketball and up by 8. Now Tinsley off the O'Neal pick. This is Jermaine O'Neal into the hands of LeBron James.
That's Paul Silas' biggest fear, that opponents are going to run those little pick and pops against Zydrunas Ilgauskas, which they did there. And caught a break as O'Neal missed a wide open shot.
Ilgauskas will turn baseline. Tinsley ripped it away. And it'll be Cavalier basketball. Jamal Tinsley's been active coming from the weak side.
Well, he's not going to be all that concerned with Kevin Ollie over on the weak side. He knows where the dangerous offensive players are. It's a good defensive play.
Well, again, we told you near the top of the show, Indiana, second in the NBA only to San Antonio. They only give up 84 points a game. Their defense has been stifling at times second half. Boozer, tough jumper, got it. Tough jumper that went, and the Cavaliers needed it out of Carlos Boozer. It won. That jumper won't go down from Jamal Tinsley, and the Cavaliers will come to the offensive end, down by a half dozen.
Excellent perimeter defense by the Cavaliers that time. Getting the guy to shoot the ball. They want to shoot the ball.
LeBron James can't triple. Eric Williams had it in his hand. Tinsley took it away. Artest will head to the hole, threw it over the rim, and Williams will save. Ollie to the offensive end. Indiana now has missed 7 field goal attempts in a row. Eric Williams has dialed long distance to bring the Cavaliers to within 3. Triple hit Williams. Indiana with 7 attempts in a row gone awry. Look at Williams play that strong man up.
This next time you're in town?
Only if you guys promise to be my escorts to the sneak preview of my movie tonight.
Okay.
And Jimmy.
Sure. Whatever. All right, so,
This is Al Harrington. That twisting jumper went down with Ilgauskas closing on it.
Extremely difficult shot. No way he could have a good look at it as Z had them all covered up.
Game on here inside Gund Arena with Indiana up 5. LeBron James wants Ilgauskas against Jermaine O'Neal. Z in a back down. Ilgauskas got it started and is going to get to the free throw line on a push by Jermaine O'Neal. But the free throw line has been misery for the Cavaliers tonight, partner.
No question it has. But, Z is never going to shy away from taking the responsibility of trying to make the play no matter how many free throws that he misses. Obviously, that's a big difference in this game. But another difference in this game, Michael, is the turnovers. Cavaliers with 16 of them. to just 7 for the Pacers.
Ilgauskas will drop the first of his throws. Z, 26 minutes tonight, but a fourth quarter run here for Paul Silas, trying to pull the Cavaliers to within 3. Ilgauskas connected on both. One possession game. And the Cavalier defense again in the fourth quarter has been phenomenal. And this big holiday crowd on their feet just like they were against Portland. Miller being checked by James. Al Harrington from deep. Carlos Boozer battling. Boozer will take down his 11th board of the night. Inside the 2-minute mark on this Cavalier trip.
2 minutes remaining, fourth quarter.
Look out. Tinsley had his hand on it. Williams got it back. Artest ripped it away. And Harrington will glide to the hole and smash it. They'll put the Pacers up by 5 again.
Cavaliers timeout.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. Cavaliers a little careless with the basketball. This is how Jamal Crawford put the game away for Chicago last Friday night. Comes in, followed by Sacramento after the Cavaliers West Coast trip. You saw the number to call for details. All right, Ron Artest right up in the birthday grill of LeBron James, and it's been that way for quite some time. James would look to turn the corner. LeBron got in the paint. Off the hands of Artest. LeBron was trying to go strong and looking for a whistle.
Couldn't find any daylight. He's been so effective going to his left across the lane, but never really got a good liftoff.
Kevin Ollie, LeBron James, Eric Williams, Adrunas Ilgauskas, and Carlos Boozer on the floor for the Cavaliers. Kicked away by Ron Artest. Reggie Miller, Artest, Jermaine O'Neal, Al Harrington, Jamal Tinsley. It's Indiana Ball Club, only 8-8 in their last 16. Big win last night. And the Cavaliers had an early 10-point lead, but that third quarter got the Pacers back into it.
Artest staying as connected as possible, just trying to keep the ball out of the hands of LeBron James.
Now Eric Williams off the Ilgauskas pick. Shot clock at 8. Z got hit with a walk. That is the Cavaliers' 18th turnover of the night.
And they paid dearly for it. So the missed free throws, the turnovers, the second chance points, despite the fact the Cavaliers have shot 52% in this game, with those other 3 things going against you, it's very tough to win.
Ilgauskas just rebuffed O'Neal. Cavaliers got to have this. Ollie straight to the hole and got the roll with the left hand. Back to a 1-possession game.
Wow, was getting it out and pushing it up the floor as the Cavaliers have taken advantage of the poor transition defense of the Indiana Pacers tonight on many occasions.
Well, the Cavaliers, the defensive script has been there here in the fourth quarter, but the difference tonight is after that 33-18 third quarter that Indiana hit the Cavaliers with, Matty. Yeah. Cavaliers came into this fourth quarter down by 10.
Well, the half-court offense of the Cavaliers at crunch time, even when they played the good defense in the fourth quarter, has been shaky because, first of all, without Adrunas Ilgauskas in there, you don't have the low post threat, which generally is going to draw double teams, couple of passes, get you an open shot, get you a chance at an offensive rebound. They don't have that, so they've had to rely on the one-on-one ability of LeBron James, and he's not always going to be able to answer the bell.
LeBron with 22 tonight on 9 of 19, and when you look at the most points in fourth quarters since the mid part of this final month of the year, look at again the company LeBron James is in. 5 points tonight in the fourth, but almost 9 points a game in the final quarter of the games. And as we said, since the trade has been made, LeBron has averaged almost 28 points a game. Now, many of the field goal attempts have gone up from 16 a game to 23 a game for the overall #1 pick. That's the departure of Ricky Davis and Chris Midd.
And let's face it, LeBron James doesn't have the offensive weapons surrounding him to pass the ball to, so he's trying to take it upon himself to do the scoring.
All right, Cavaliers need to stop. 1 minute left. Indiana by 3. O'Neal. This is Artest, the tripper, and he buried it. Knocked it dead center, did Ron Artest. Good looking skip pass from Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah, Kevin Ollie was attached to Jamal Tinsley, and you don't want to be attached to him on the perimeter. If anything, Kevin Ollie should have been in position to rotate out.
Kevin Ollie just stroked a deep jumper to bring the Cavaliers back to within 4. And that Artest 3 was huge. It now, in essence, has made it a 2-possession game. Indiana with the basketball and up by 4 as we approach 30 seconds left. Cavaliers got to play this out on the defensive end. Tinsley. Harrington. Short jumper. It rattled. Ilgauskas gave it up to Ollie. Cavs got to hurry. 17 seconds left. James deep 3. Nope. Eric Williams rejected by O'Neal. What a huge send away from Jermaine O'Neal. With 11 seconds left, and that is going to just about do it.
That was a foul to give that the Cavaliers had. Now they got to commit another one.
5 seconds left. Cavaliers chasing the basketball, and finally Zydrunas Ilgauskas fouls Jermaine O'Neal. Cavaliers, tough one to have to accept, but that they must. The third quarter and free throw shooting problems and turnovers in his fourth quarter did him in.
An outstanding defensive play that time by Jermaine O'Neal, one of the top shot blockers in the league, sending away that shot by Eric Williams. But the quick 3 attempt by LeBron James. Now, in time and with experience, LeBron will realize he doesn't have to hit the home run all the time. That's the time, just drive it to the basket. They don't really want to foul you, but they might touch you, so you might get a 3-point play that way. And if they do close down on you, then you kick it back out to somebody else for a 3.
And again, as we mentioned, the Indiana Pacers are going to win their 11th in a row at Gund Arena, going back to April of the 97-98 season. Jermaine O'Neal connects on a couple. 6-point Pacer lead with 2.5 left. As Paul Silas will take the timeout. And Ron Artest tonight, he got off to a real slow start, but in the second half, he's been dynamic.
Yeah, and obviously the microscope has been on Artest over the last few days, given what happened in their loss to New Jersey back on Saturday night, missing shoot-around on Sunday. And Ron Artest having a very, very subpar first half, but boy, did he ever come alive in the second half.
2 of those triples.
Yeah.
And, you know, for all the explosiveness of Ron Artest and how combative he can be within his own organization, I really don't think there's a coach in the NBA that wouldn't want him on his ball club.
Oh, no. That's why, Rick Carlisle and Larry Bird isn't saying anything right now. Carlisle's saying, I don't think we're trying to trade him, meaning we shouldn't be trying to trade him. But there again, general managers are on the phone all the time and listening to, and they want to know what the value of their players are. Of course, a lot of people smell blood in the water right now with Artest acting up a little bit. They want to see if they can get him. They're not going to steal him by any means. If they're going to get him, they're going to have to give something of value up.
Another big holiday crowd, and there's been a couple of strong wins over this holiday season here at the Gun, New Orleans and Portland, and disappointing loss to Chicago, and now the one tonight. Carlos Boozer strokes a 3 at the buzzer to bring the final tally to 92-89. So the Cavaliers leave the floor disappointed. And coming out strong, having a halftime lead, but getting hit by a Ron Artest and Jermaine O'Neal second half onslaught. We'll come back